Welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Shane.
And I'm Erica. Great to be here.
Ready to jump into some really fascinating stuff today.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
So, today's Deep Dive, it's actually inspired by our friend Kecia. You might know her blog, Kecia's Tour Life.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. She really captures that feeling of being on the road, doesn't she? Music, travel.
Exactly. It's all about those experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And we're focusing on one specific piece she wrote.
Right. This one's called MJ the Musical. Third Time is still a thriller.
Love that title.
Me too. And what's great is it gives us this really layered look at experiencing something big, like a huge musical. Not just once, but multiple times.
Yeah, and what that does.
Right.
What changes.
Exactly. Does it get old or do you find new things?
That's our mission today, really.
Yeah.
Let's unpack Kecia's journey with this specific show, MJ the Musical.
Mm.
Especially this third time seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see what maybe surprised her, what insights came out, particularly because of, well, when and where this happened.
Okay, let's get into it.
Because, like you said, this wasn't just any viewing. It was number 3 for her.
3 times in 3 years, she mentions.
Right. And after seeing it elsewhere, this time, the show actually came to her hometown.
Yeah, that hometown angle is important. But first, she makes this point right away, doesn't she? That this show isn't like a checklist item for her.
Oh, yeah.
She says it explicitly. MJ the Musical is not one of them. Meaning, not one you just see once and you're done.
Right. Some shows are like that. You see it, appreciate it, move on.
Exactly. But this one, for her, seems to invite repeat viewings, which tells you something about the art itself, maybe, or her connection to it.
Or both. It suggests, maybe there are layers you only catch the second or third time around.
Right. Or maybe you change, and so the experience changes.
So tracing her journey, she first saw it back in 2023, Cincinnati.
Then Minneapolis in 2024.
And then came the big one, the third viewing, the one we're really digging into.
The hometown show, Dayton, Ohio.
And the date, get this, June 25th, 2025.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So the anniversary of Michael Jackson's passing.
Exactly. She talked about that, right? The feeling in the air.
She did. She used the word reverent, like this mix of joy because of the show, but also tribute.
Acknowledging the date.
Yeah, she felt like they coexisted, that joy and tribute, which must have just transformed the whole experience. It's not just a night at the theater then.
No, it becomes something more, a shared remembrance almost.
Absolutely. And that speaks volumes about how context, the date, the place, can really shape how you experience art.
Definitely. Makes you wonder, how much does that shared understanding in the audience change things? Knowing everyone's kind of feeling that same poignancy.
It probably deepens everything, makes the connection feel more collective. And for Kecia, being in Dayton, her city, on that day.
Must have been intense.
Yeah. And she mentioned the venue itself played a part too, the Schuster Center in Dayton.
Okay, so how did the venue contribute? Did they lean into the theme? Because sometimes venues just feel like buildings, Right. But this sounds like they really embraced it, which is smart thinking about the whole fan experience.
So what do they do?
Well, get this. Even the Starbucks inside the venue had themed drinks.
No way. Like what?
Okay, so there was the Dancing Fedora. She said it was a mocha and white mocha mix.
Cute.
And the Sequin Glove, which was apparently their version of the pink drink, but with a splash of white mocha.
Huh, that's fun.
Yeah, Kecia called them cute, on theme, and just enough, which is a great way to put it, right? Small touches, but they add to the whole vibe.
Totally. It makes the whole thing feel more special, more immersive, even before the show starts.
Exactly. It's about the entire event feeling cohesive.
So besides the cool drinks, did she notice anything else new this time? Something different from Cincinnati or Minneapolis?
Yes, actually. Something called the Background on Broadway session.
Ooh, what's that?
It was a free pre-show thing, like 40 minutes long.
Free. Nice. What did they cover?
She said it was, behind-the-scenes stuff, how the show was put together, stories from the tour, some trivia, that kind of thing.
Interesting. Was it, super insightful?
She said for huge MJ fans, maybe not super revelatory, stuff they might already know.
Gotcha.
But she found the speaker really fun and engaging. And significantly, she said she's going to look out for these kinds of sessions at other shows now.
Okay. So even if it wasn't earth-shattering info, the experience was valuable.
Exactly. It shows people want more than just the performance sometimes. They want that peek behind the curtain, that extra context. It makes the connection deeper.
Yeah, it turns you from just a watcher into someone a bit more involved, maybe, informed.
Right, like you're appreciating the craft, not just the final product.
Okay, so great venue, cool pre-show. Yeah. But then the show itself, third time, did it still hit?
Oh yeah, goosebumps. She still got goosebumps.
Wow. Even knowing what's coming.
Apparently so. She said there was something powerful about seeing it in Dayton on that date.
I bet.
She described it as Michael Jackson's spirit just echoing, you know. In the songs, the dancing, the lighting, everything.
And the audience felt it too.
Totally. She said everyone was just locked in, completely captivated. That's that live energy, right?
It really is different. You can't bottle that.
Nope. It's ephemeral. It happens right there, right then with those specific people. It's why live performance is still so compelling.
And she actually felt like it was new again. That's what gets me.
Yeah, she said it still felt new, like I was discovering it all over again.
How does that even work? When you know the plot, the songs.
Well, maybe you're different each time you see it. You notice different things.
Maybe. Like a lyric hits you differently because of where you are in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you spot some detail in the staging, or appreciate a particular performer more. It's partly the show, sure, but it's also you bringing something new to it each time. Your focus shifts.
That makes sense. So the art stays the same, but your interaction with it evolves.
Right. The music was alive, she said, and so was the room. But maybe her perspective was alive too, finding new connections.
She shared a story about a couple next to her, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, that was powerful. An older couple, after the show, just turned to her and said something like, wow, it's hard to tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
You just have to see and experience it.
Wow. That says it all, doesn't it?
It really does. It speaks to that thing live performance can do that's just beyond words. It's not just a story you relay. It's a feeling, an energy.
A shared experience.
Exactly. It's visceral. It's why people still gather together for these things. It connects back to that idea of transformation, right? It wasn't just entertainment for them. It was an experience.
But Kecia felt proud seeing everyone, like all different ages, just totally blown away.
Which points to the legacy aspect.
Yeah, the enduring power of Michael Jackson's work.
It's, what, 16 years now since he passed?
Yeah, something like that.
And yet she says in that theater, it felt like he never did. His presence, his art, it's still immediate.
Still connecting.
Still living, breathing, moving people, as she put it. That's not just nostalgia, that's timeless artistry, isn't it?
It has to be. And a show like this, it becomes a conduit, right? Keeping that magic alive for people who never saw him live or even weren't born yet.
Yeah, it reinterprets it, keeps the conversation going.
Which brings us back to her final thought. She posed it as a question, actually.
Yeah, and isn't that what art is supposed to do?
Simple question, but profound.
It really is. And you can tell it resonated deeply because she ends by saying she'd absolutely see it again.
Even after 3 times.
Yep. She wrote, 3 times in, and it still feels brand new. Each time brings something different. Each time hits.
Wow. Hits. That's a strong word.
It is. She summed up that night in Dayton as a celebration, a tribute, a love letter. Long live the king of pop.
So clearly the magic is still very much there for her. And probably for a lot of people.
It seems so. The repetition deepened it, didn't diminish it.
So summing this up, Kecia's experience, it really highlights a few things, doesn't it? Like the power of revisiting art.
Definitely. And how those little details, the drinks, the pre-show chats, they aren't just fluff. They genuinely add to the whole moment.
Right. They enhance the experience and, of course, just the sheer emotional weight that music, especially live music, tied to such a huge figure, can carry across years, across generations.
So for you listening, what does this all mean? Well, Kecia's story is a great example of how some art just keeps giving. It doesn't get old. It actually unfolds. You find new things, or maybe you find new things in it each time you go back.
It's an encouragement maybe to revisit things we love. Books, movies, music.
Don't assume you know it completely after one go. A different mood, a different place in your life, like we said. It can unlock something totally new.
It really is amazing to think about Michael Jackson's influence, still bridging gaps, keeping that magic palpable through something like this musical 16 years on. What does that really tell us about what makes art truly last? About that kind of immortality?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is something to chew on. What art in your life hits differently each time you experience it. Lots to think about there.
If you want to read more about Kecia's adventures in music, travel, and her take on other live events, you can check out her blog at keciastourlife.com.
And she's also active on social media. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search for Kecia's Tour Life.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
See ya.
See you next time.